It's been a busy week for me, for multiple reasons. Who knew that flat out ignoring someone could take so much out of you? I feel that I need to take on some familiar territory. Sort of. It's time to take on My Little Pony Tales, as described as Brony Curious as the anti-friendship is magic. It's not as bad as G3, but it's not exactly harmless either. Whereas G3 is saccharine and stupid, Tales, which is technically not G2, has absolutely abhorrent morals, most of which come from having the male characters being both the love interests and the antagonists. You see how that might be a problem, right? TV Trope says that this particular episode has unfortunate implications. So, let's see why in the Tales episode, Stand By Me. Let's start with the theme song.
Something is starting right now.
You don't say.
Something is starting, oh wow.
Care to tell me what?
My little pony, my little pony tales.
My Little Pony is starting right now. Interesting. Wow, you don't underestimate the intelligence of your audience at all. Who am I kidding? I'd rather have the intro to Kirby right back at ya.
Kirby, 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 that's the name you should know. Kirby, 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 he's the star of the show.
I think this says the words My Little Pony more than they say Kirby in the 4Kids dub. And no, we are not comparing the two. And that was 1 minute and 10 seconds out of an 11-minute and 10-second episode. It starts with some ponies playing with a toy radio.
Beautiful! A mechanical marvel, positively state-of-the-art. And it's all yours? What's it do? Well, it's got the works. Records, plays music. I mean, look, it's...
Wow, 5 seconds before it started to sound like a commercial. That's just wonderful. No refunds! A cult named Teddy laughs at her because he's both an antagonist and a love interest. He takes the radio, presses random buttons, and makes it break even more. Some of the other ponies thought that he was trying to make it better, but the majority of them thought that he meant to break it. And he refuses to apologize because apologizing makes you a geek? Okay then. One of the ponies talks to the janitor, the bell rings for class, and then we see a blue hoof take the radio. Hands up, how many people think that Teddy actually did it? Because you know that's what they're going to do. And it just so happens that today they are going to study pony courtroom procedures. Wow, forgetting about somebody has never been so difficult before. Melody realizes that her radio has been stolen, and when Teddy smugly walks in, she blames him, and he has a tape on his hoof, which could have come on when he broke it from before. So one pony who probably thought that Teddy did it gets to be the judge, one pony who probably thought that Teddy did it gets to be the prosecutor, and no one wants to defend Teddy, except for Sweetheart, who only does so after every pony else backs up.
Now the rest of you will be the jury.
You know, I'm not sure that this jury is totally impartial. If they find Teddy guilty, he will be suspended for 3 days. Then we see the blue janitor walk by with a ton of random junk in his hooves. If you still think that Teddy did it, please get medical attention. Look, I get what they're trying to do. I really do, but this is way too heavy-handed. They're making it too obvious. I'm not saying that you should make it look like Teddy's guilty, after all that was my problem with bridal gossip, but you need to make it as ambiguous as possible. That way people can come to their own conclusions, and then they would learn that jumping to them prematurely is wrong. So while Sweetheart tries to get the truth out of Teddy, the others try to come up with reasons that Teddy is guilty.
He had the motive, the opportunity, and besides, he's very, very rude.
Sweetheart's defense of Teddy ostracizes her from her friends. What the fuck? Okay, that was totally weird, but whatever. The prosecutor, Bright Eyes, the other Bright Eyes, calls Clover and the other Bon to the stand.
What about the cassette player? Did you see Teddy take it?
That's the attorney's job, not the judge's.
This courtroom is a disgrace.
Something. He's really not like that at all.
Who said that? It couldn't have been Sweetheart because her mouth didn't move.
You just don't know him like I do. You don't know the boy like I do.
Oh goody, a song! So he purposefully kicked her over and then gives her food. There are people who do that on a larger scale, like get someone kicked out of their house so they can force them to live under their own roof. They're not exactly what I'd call sweet. And he keeps doing it. That's great. That's not sweet. That's passive-aggressive.
What's in his heart?
Do you? Do you really? Teddy gets called to the stand in order to help prove his innocence.
Yeah, but I don't have one. I'd do anything to get one.
Wow, you suck at this.
Dead. You gotta help me.
How can I, Teddy? You really truly convinced the jury you did take it.
Try this.
Your client's innocent, this testimony's fiction, so check your court record for the contradiction.
Or not, I don't know.
Starlight! I mean, Your Honor, I want to call a special surprise witness.
I'm pretty sure that you can't do that in actual court without some very extraneous circumstances. Surprise, surprise, the janitor took the thing and put it in the lost and found.
Well, ponies, this has been quite an important day. Can anyone tell me what we've learned?
That Teddy is a passive-aggressive asshole, and Tails is also an insult to the target audience's intelligence. Not as much of an insult as G3, but still an insult nonetheless. Don't get me wrong, this is nowhere near the worst thing that I've ever reviewed, and it doesn't even come close to being on the level of G3, but it's still incredibly condescending to its audience, as can be seen with its heavy-handed moral. Maybe next time I'll review something that will help me forget and ignore, because this wasn't it. Courtroom? What? Really?
Your story is mere conjecture. Within you I just find the ramblings of a madman who's completely lost his mind. You grasp at straws while standing with a condescending grin. No matter how pathetic, you'll do anything to win.
There are people here
You're
who may
bluffing. You haven't
intimidate
got a
you.
plan.
Acting frightening,
You're
they could
bluffing.
manipulate.